I've got one.
Yes, Liz.
Um, so I was just looking through some notes of things that we've done in the training so far, and about 15 minutes ago, something just came up from years ago that I'd completely forgotten about, and I was trying to remember where this sense of not being treated fairly with money was, this kind of injustice side of it. And I suddenly remembered, like 11 or 12 years old, I went to an all-girls school. It was fabulously bitchy, and I remember some so-called friends of mine, a friend of mine borrowed something of mine, and they lost it. And I remember it being like a bit of a drama between the parents as to who was going to own up to the fact that they lost it and buy a new pair. And then when the pair came back, it was a pair of cycling shorts from PE or something. I think mine were about £20, which obviously in the 90s is probably quite a bit of money. And they replaced it with a £5 pair. And I remember it being a real sort of like trigger point of, oh, hang on a minute, you didn't replace it with what you actually borrowed. And the wording was, oh, your parents can afford it.
Wow.
And I suddenly just remembered this, and I've not thought about that for 20 years. And I suddenly thought, oh my God, that's probably like a real trigger for me in terms of why sometimes I feel like I'm taking the mickey out of it.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Wow, what an insight for yourself, Liz.
Sounds so pathetic though, doesn't it? But it's obviously like quite a deep, it's touched a nerve, I think.
Yeah, I'm not pathetic at all, right? Like, this is the interesting thing about how the brain works, is when we get these kind of light bulb moments of remembering something that happened. I mean, sometimes the brain does create like a bit of amnesia around things because it wants to protect you. But when we get these awareness kind of stories, then the question to ask yourself would be like, what meaning do you think you might have placed on money because of that story, because of that experience? That would be the next kind of little thread to start. Maybe explore that today, actually, Fliss. That could be really great. Amazing. Oh, wow, what a share.